Boban Marjanovic has been known as the NBA's gentle giant. Ever since he arrived in the NBA back in 2015, the 7'4" Serbian big man has been stealing the spotlight everywhere he's going. He's been a great locker room guy for every team he's played for, having amazing bromance relationships with other teammates. After being named Serbian League MVP for 3 years in a row, Boban made the decision to move to the NBA. And ever since, he's had an average player efficiency rating of 25.43, which would rank him 9th all-time. Besides that, Boban's been living the life of a basketball star, making the most of what the lifestyle can offer. He even had a small role in John Wick 3. So, let's see what his peers in the league have to say about this rock star. Luka Doncic is one of the NBA's leading talents, getting buckets for the Mavs ever since 2018. In the meantime, he shared the court with a lot of guys, but no doubt his all-time favorite is Boban Marjanovic, who he shared a great connection with both on the court and off. After Boban was traded to the Rockets in June 2022, Luka has said in numerous interviews that he misses the big guy on his team. After the Mavs and Rockets faced each other in November 2022, Luka was asked about Boban. "I miss him so much here. He's a great guy. We were at a dinner yesterday. We miss him here. I miss him so much. Hopefully soon we're together again." With the Mavs' main focus on making Luka happy, it wouldn't be a surprise to see Boban in a Mavs uniform again sometime in the future. They better make that decision soon though, as Bobi's time in the NBA is probably running out, with the aging big man turning 35 in August of this year. Over the years, the Serbs have been doing more and more damage in the NBA. The main star of the show is of course Nikola Jokic, who's a 2-time MVP award winner, and unsurprisingly really good friends with Boban. A video of Nikola Jokic and Boban getting lit at a birthday party went viral, which is a good enough sign of their close relationship. Jokic considers Boban to be his best friend. "He's my best friend probably in the NBA. I played with him 5 years ago together, and then I played against him. It's kind of a long relationship. He was my best friend. He's still my best friend in the NBA. He's a really, really good friend." Their friendship hasn't been kept a secret, with the two big men spending time together when they face each other both pre- and post-game. One of the first Boban Marjanovic bromance relationships was between him and Tobias Harris. The two first played together in Detroit, after which were traded in a package to the Clippers in a trade involving Blake Griffin. Their time on the Pistons wasn't that long, and the two were traded again, this time to the Sixers mid-season. Their relationship as teammates ended in Philly, with Bobi signing with the Mavs in July of 2019, and the famous duo of Tobi and Bobi had to be separated. In April of 2020, when The Last Dance documentary premiered on Netflix, the GOAT debate was sparked once again. Tobias first tweeted, "Do me a favor today, stop debating, just respect greatness." And when he got a retweet from a fan saying, "We all know it's Boban," he just had to agree. I mean, ain't no debating that. Let's just hope Tobias has recovered from his heartbreak due to Boban's departure from the Sixers. And to make it even worse, the connection he developed with Luka Doncic after. On a more serious note, Tobias is a huge fan of Boban Marjanovic and his work ethic, frequently applauding him in interviews for being the last guy to leave the gym. With a 7'4" frame, you have to put even more hours in to keep your body healthy, and Boban seems up for the challenge, living up to his Bobanator nickname. Dwight Powell shared the court with Boban during his time on the Mavs, and to no one's surprise, he loves Boban. The first thing he connects to Boban is his huge smile. Bobi has this laugh, it just echoes, and then the whole circle will end up laughing. It's like a giant's laugh, just deep voices, and then everyone just starts echoing it. It's definitely a wonderful experience to spend time with somebody who's genuinely a nice guy, but is also a good basketball player. He has more skills than I think people realize. Ball handling skills, shooting touch, feel for the game, being able to find guys. His greatest strength is his size and his presence around the basket. But I think to his credit, you can tell when you watch him in the game that he spent time working on all facets of the game. Another Mavs teammate, Maxi Kleber, seems to agree with Dwight Powell that Boban is a hard worker. They spent 3 seasons together, and Maxi was very impressed with the work ethic Boban showcased during his time on the Mavs. Eventually, our coaching staff will be out of ideas of what to do with him because he just wants to, what else can I do? Can I do this? He just doesn't get tired. When the Pistons signed Boban to a 3-year deal in 2016, then Pistons franchise player Andre Drummond seemed to be the happiest out of everybody in the organization. Drummond went straight on Twitter, where he didn't hold back any excitement he had for the signing. "Thank the Lord we have you. Tired of you dunking on me without jumping. Welcome to the family, big fella." A warm welcome, but it didn't stop there. Andre continued his welcome through a series of tweets, joking about having to come up against the Serbian international more frequently. "Ah, damn, I forgot, I still have to defend him in practice." Begins plotting frequent bathroom breaks until the drill is over. The once tallest front-court duo in basketball consisted of then Mavs teammate Kristaps Porzingis and Boban Marjanovic. The 7'3" and 7'4" big men were the main rim protectors for the Mavs' inside defense, and with a frame that big, it was difficult for opposing players to score over them. It's not all about being tall though, as Kristaps and Bobi have both showed a soft touch around the basket, with Porzingis' range going all the way outside the three-point line. The Latvian big man had high praise for Boban in a post-game interview after a dominating Mavs win over the Pelicans, where Marjanovic had an amazing night, finishing with 15 points and 16 rebounds. You can't stop Bobi. He played great on the boards tonight. He's so big and so strong. Once he gets the ball in the paint, they can't do much out there. One thing Boban is scared of is flying. Many of his ex and current teammates have said it on numerous occasions, the first one being Danny Green, who was teammates with Boban during his time with the San Antonio Spurs. I used to sit next to him on the plane, and I had to help him with diversifying his movie selection and getting used to heights and flying, and not being scared of planes. We get our peanut butter and jellies, he'd watch the same movies over and over, laugh at them all day. But if any turbulence happens, he'd get very scared. We all got our own fears, and Bobi's just happens to be something that he's forced to do almost every other night. Ben Simmons, before becoming one of the league's most laughed-at players, was a potential superstar in his early years in Philly. Although his career has been far from one of a superstar, it has been going pretty well, with Simmons making the All-Star team 3 times so far in his career. During his time on the 76ers, Boban was one of Ben's favorite teammates. After a narrow win over the Miami Heat, with Joel Embiid out, Boban had to play more minutes than usual, and he played a huge part in the Sixers' success with 19 points and 12 rebounds. Ben Simmons applauded the Serbian big man for his amazing performance. He was great, he rebounded the ball, and we had a good alley in the first and second period. He was just doing what he does best. He's a really smart player. I love playing with him. In a game against the Nuggets in November 2021, the Mavs played Boban only 3 minutes for the entire game. However, his impact is sometimes bigger than what the stat sheet shows us, as his ex-teammate Tim Hardaway Jr. explained. Boban's awesome. I think one of the best things Bobi does is not so much on the court, it's off. It's him being able to communicate with everybody on the team and always have a smile. I think that's half the battle right there, and when you have someone with that mindset, with that positive energy coming into the locker room each and every day, it makes his job a lot easier to go out there and perform the way he does. And even right now, he might be out there playing 5-on-5 with the coaching staff or some of the guys that don't play as much, or he might be in the weight room getting stronger and taking care of his body. But Bobi is always doing something to keep him ready, and that's why everybody trusts him when he goes out there and he does his thing. It's so refreshing to hear so many strong words about a really nice guy. Boban's presence in teams' locker rooms is something really special, and him being a hard worker makes it even that much better. At age 34, these are probably the last bits of basketball that we'll see out of him, so let's make sure we enjoy it while he's still at the highest level.